Hi guys, it's me, Boog.
And Dad.
And today we're going to be reviewing the Home Depot Home Accents Holiday 9.5 foot dead water giant size animated LED pirate ship.
Wow, what a mouthful, Boog.
Yes.
Yes, folks, you heard that right. This is the 9.5 foot pirate ship, and this year it's part of Home Depot's Deadwater collection. If you're not familiar with what that is, basically the Deadwater collection for this year is, of course, the pirate ship, the fisherman, and the shark.
Yes.
I think those are the main three in that particular collection. There might be one more, but I think it's just those three. But anyway, so the pirate ship. All right, so this basically is, if you're not familiar, is this year's Hirsch. So we got the Hearst last year as a re-release, and that's kind of the same thing that's happened here. This originally was released in like 2019, and just like the Hearst, it was 1 year, one and done type thing, and it didn't come back. So eventually, like the Hearst probably became the holy grail of the last 3 or 4 years, as far as, like I said, people wanting them. The aftermarket prices were absolutely ridiculous because, of course, nobody knew if they were ever going to make it again. And after several years went by, everybody pretty much assumed they weren't. So these things were going for literally, or the Hearst was literally going for thousands of dollars online, because you just didn't think they were going to make it anymore. And then voila. Last year in 2024, they did. So same thing with this guy. He was just right behind the Hearst, just a little bit as far as popularity goes. But getting your hands on one of these up until this year was extremely difficult and extremely expensive. Again, just because it was one and done, and nobody knew if he was ever going to come out again. But it is a very, very, very cool prop. Like I said, if you do any kind of aquatic or water scene, almost a must-have, I would say. Like Boog said, 9.5 feet. I think you're going to see once we get done, the details on this thing is going to be amazing. It's animated. I think the animation part is just the wheel turns. Kind of makes him look like he's, driving, not really driving. You call it driving the ship? Steering the ship. And then you can see from this little sketch here, that's, how tall it's going to be compared to, a person. So this thing is a good size. $400, which I believe is $50 more than it debuted in 2019. So I think with inflation and all that's going on, if you think of all things going on since 2019, yes. I think a $50 price increase is not that bad at all. And I'm certainly thrilled that he's back in the collection. And of course, Home Depot knows what they're doing, bringing him back with a brand new prop, which is the 7-foot Megalodon shark. And then revamping the fisherman to make him look like old Quint from Jaws. Yep. They pretty much gave you a scene here that's kind of irresistible for a lot of folks, all in one kind of thing, 1 year, But yeah, like I said, I'm really looking forward to getting this out, getting it open. I think it's going to be absolutely awesome. It is a very huge box, so if you happen to order this and you do ship to store, or you pick it up at the store, just be prepared for that. The box is about 3 foot tall, close to 3 foot wide. And really about 4 foot long from here to here. So yeah, pretty ginormous box. I think this might be the record breaker for us. The Hearst was in a similar size box, but I think this might be a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Hearst is definitely not 9.5 feet. It's probably more like 5.
Yeah.
5, 6 feet, something like that. So I do think this is bigger. But anyway, like I said, just give you a look at the box here. The front's really where all the pictures at. The one thing you'll probably care about too is when you're going to pick him up on your own. This thing in the pack says it weighs 90 pounds. So I don't think the Hearst weighed 90 pounds either. He might have been 50 or 60. Yeah. But yeah, I think this is definitely the biggest one we've gotten so far. But yeah, super excited to get into this. So give us a couple minutes. We'll get all the parts out like we usually do, show you everything that we're going to have to put together, and then we'll dive in.
Be right back.
All right, so this is kind of what you're going to be faced with once you open the box. Just get you a little look at this. So just like with most of the Pan Asian and SVI products, you do have kind of some rough instructions printed on the box, which is kind of cool. If you lose them, it gives you another option. I'm definitely not against that. As soon as you open it, you definitely get the SVI Pan Asian smell. I'm not sure who makes this one. It's going to be one of those two companies, I feel pretty certain.
Instructions right here on top.
But yeah, like I said, as soon as you open the box, you see that it is packed full and lots of pieces. So, wow, we're going to be at this a while, I think. There's a lot going on in here. But just kind of wanted to show you that. And this kind of give you an idea here too, this accessory box. So see, we're gonna have some nuts and bolts. We're gonna get a screwdriver. It's kind of unusual. Locking pegs, ground stake, Jacob's ladder, more ground stakes, the click lock disassembly tool, which is nice, and the AC adapter. So all that's going to be in here. All right, so yeah, like I said, that's what you're staring at when you open the box. So of course, if you open it up, immediately go, ah! We'll completely understand.
Yes.
All right, hopefully see you when it's, well, once we get all the parts out.
Right back.
All right, we're back. We've got everything unpacked here. So, yeah, I just want to show you this. This is definitely a Pan-Asian product, not SVI. So, yeah, here we go. So you get this accessory box here, which is basically just the wheelbase M2, which he's in there, kind of separate. It's probably where the electronics are going to be housed for the motion, would be my guess. And then this is your accessory box. And AC adapter, stakes, all that kind of good stuff. And then we'll move on. We kind of got everything just put on the trailer here because it's such a big build. So this is all your stuff for the mast. This is going to be the piece that comes out of the front of the ship. Or a awesome pirate peg leg, whichever way you want to look at it. But look at those details. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I love, like I said, this blow mold work. It is amazing. Pan-Asian. SVI does a good job with it too. They both have really just, like I said, stepped at the game in this blow mold work. The details are just so good. Of course, nice, sturdy, hard plastic. This is plastic pieces, like I said, for the mast, and this is the actual mast itself. Here is that upper part of the wheel we were talking about earlier, M1. Of course, they go in the M2. But look at the details on this. Doesn't that look great, Boog?
Yeah,
I mean, they have killed it. This looks really good. I mean, this looks like, of course, it's plastic, but it looks like wood.
Yeah, nice dry brushing on there to bring out the details, make it look more accurate.
Yeah, absolutely. Just fantastic. And you look on this side.
Ruby in the back.
Yeah, we even get a little ruby back there. Yeah, these details are just, yeah, terrific.
Of course, it's only plastic.
Right, of course. And then all the pieces of the actual ship. Now, does that look like a rotted, 200-year-old pirate ship to you, Boog?
Yeah,
I mean, they have crushed it with all these details. I mean, this just looks so amazingly good. Looks like it's all going to be kind of like a tab, kind of put together type build. We're used to that. Me and Boog have done a lot of these at this point.
Yeah, look at the silver, how it's like wearing off.
Yes. Like you said, more of that dry brushing, the worn look on it. I love down here too, where you've actually got some damage to the ship and it's kind of been highlighted in some blue, but it looks really good. Yeah, all this silver and black kind of reminds me of our Dragon a little bit, but yeah, it looks amazing. Yeah, great work here. And then down here we have old Jacob's ladder they were talking about. Of course, these are plastic, but it looks good. Real rope with the ladder, which is super cool. And that is part of the ladder, and a little flag up there. And then we have our friend here, good old trusty Captain Arg.
Yeah, Captain Skullbeard.
Yes, shiver me timbers. But now he's not wearing cloth. This is kind of a kite, I would say, like material, umbrella type material, which is probably what you want. So that he's kind of like a rain jacket, so he can weather the storms.
Yes.
Then of course he does have his
your traditional pirate jacket, of course, torn all to
yes, right, very tattered and worn.
very destroyed. It's definitely seen better days.
Oh yeah, and of course he's got his hat on again, same thing, kind of that like vinyl type material.
On the top of the skull.
I love all that detail. Yeah, that is great.
It's almost like it's faded.
Looks old. I love the wash on him. He's definitely kind of got that brown wash. And he's not definitely a white skeleton at all.
Dust on the eye patch itself.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job with
The
this.
cool part, I think, is that you might be able to swap him out for a ultra posable skeleton.
Yeah, I'm sure we
really
could
wanted to.
pull that off. Absolutely. And then this is his lower half. Like I said, he's just kind of going to be standing there in the ship. I don't really think you can see this
The
much.
only thing that's kind of making me think you may not be able to is the base. And to find out how,
Yeah, it's kind of made into him.
Yeah.
Just so he can stand, good.
Yeah.
And then I guess the last here is kind of the front of the ship, and you get a mermaid. So that's her upper half, and the lower half. Again, the details on it looks phenomenal too. So man, I can't wait to get this thing put together and see what it looks like.
Yes.
Super excited. All right. Well, we're going to get started, and we'll let you know how it works out here in just a little bit.
Yes, be right back. And we are back, fully assembled.
Yes. So, here we are. So, welcome to Boog and Dad's Cruise Line, where you too, for the low price of $3.99 per person, can take a ride with Captain Kirk on the USS Sink-A-Lot.
Yes.
We'll have a one-way trip to the bottom of an ocean.
To the lost city of Atlantis.
Right.
Definitely exists.
Yeah, so go online and book your trip now while the special is still running. It's very limited seats.
Yes, very limited.
No, the pirate ship,
very limited.
right?
So also with caution that your seat may be wet.
True, right? Yes, definitely. It's a very wet trip. This is another home run, I think, from Pan Asian.
Yes.
So give the credit where the credit goes. Not SVI on this one, but Pan Asian is the maker of this, of course. With a lot of assistance and input from Home Depot.
Honestly, who knows how many things we've given SVI credit for that.
I know we're going to pay more attention now, but. First off, the quality, and we'll just kind of go over it here. You guys kind of saw as we were going through the pieces, how it all looks. Everything fits together, I think, very well. Of course, anything like this, it's in pieces. There's going to be some scenes if you're, right up on and looking at it, but you can see here on the film, and we're just a few feet away, and everything looks really, really good. And like I said, the details is amazing. Of course, it's kind of designed where it's like, where the back end is kind of like sunk under the water.
Yeah.
And so you basically just have the front half of the ship. And it is large. This is probably, like you said, the flag itself is probably about 9 feet tall. And the boat itself, I would say from, the very back here to the end is probably also close to about 9 feet. So it is large, definitely bigger than the hearse. Now, does it have as much, the actual like plastic, volume amount? I don't know, probably not.
Probably not.
Because the hearse has got a top and, the bottom and stuff and,
Wheels.
So yeah, I'm not sure. But anyway, they're the same price. So, but like I said, overall, I think this thing is super, super cool. If you're going to have any type of an aquatic section in your display, pirates, whatever, you got to have this. It's just absolutely amazing. I love it. I can imagine this with the fog machine. I'm probably going to set one like, right down in here and, just let the fog kind of billow out of it a little bit at a time. And I think it's just going to be absolutely awesome. Here's the cap. You can see that's the animation you get. That's it. He just turns the wheel back and forth. Arrgh. All right, Big, it's time for pirate jokes. You ready for one?
Yes, I have one too.
All right, I'll go with mine first.
Okay.
All right, what's the pirate's favorite fruit? Oranges.
What is the pirate's favorite letter?
R.
You would think that, but actually it's the C.
What? Are you serious?
Yes.
Who knew?
Yes, it's actually C.
Yeah. But anyway, like I say, he looks really, really good. I love the details, even on the mast up here. Like I said, you can kind of see how it's got that worn, kind of faded look, the hole in it. All that looks just fantastic. It's the little details that comes with this stuff from Pan Asian and SVI that really sets it apart, and they've definitely done it here. Even his hat's faded, kind of like the flag. Just little steps that they didn't have to do, but they do, and that's kind of what blows me away the most. But there's no floor in this, guy, as you can see, just the ground there. Pirate standing on his own stand, and he's actually held in by a little clip there to the wheel, and the wheel is clipped into the actual ship there on that bar, and then the rest of it is just stayed down. But to get a prop like this for this price, there's gonna be some I don't want to say shortcuts, but there's going to be, like I said, you get a huge full pirate ship that's plastic, heavy plastic for $400 is not going to happen.
I will say that me and Dad did kind of, I don't know if it was an error on ours, but it was kind of a little bit weird during assembly, especially putting this front part of the ship together.
Yeah. Like I said, this is a large ship, so you do want to have two people to help you line everything up. Doing this by yourself, I can see it being challenging for sure. Definitely.
They'll come over here. So you can see where the little pole is down there that the little steering wheel connects to.
Right.
But so pretty much one of the parts that connects together was actually over here in the slot behind it.
Yeah, so to kind of expand on that a little bit, so basically what happens here if you buy one of these, and yours may not be this way, but this whole section for the wheel, it just sits in here, and it actually slides underneath these pegs here, and they look like they would, because everything else kind of has a bar running to it through here. It looks like it would have a bar too, but it doesn't. It's just designed so that these tabs on the bottom of this wheelbase slides under it to help, keep it from falling over, basically, and then it kind of snaps into this bar here. But this is actually two separate bar pieces, and for whatever reason they had this one, instead of being attached here and this one attached here, this one was here, but this one was down here. So of course we're looking at it going like, this doesn't make any sense.
How was this supposed to connect exactly?
Yeah, and then when you went to pull this bar out, said, okay, well maybe it just pulls out and connects in here. Well, this one by itself's not long enough, so it wouldn't reach either. It's like, well, that doesn't work. And of course, with this one down here being way out here, this wouldn't fit in. So it really made things weird. But you could definitely see at the factory how that happened. An accident, they just, instead of shoving it into here, they just shoved it into here. And of course, that really did kind of throw me and Boogs for a loop there for, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes?
Yeah.
And then I got to looking at it and just kind of, use a little deductive reasoning. And plus, like I said, we've got a good bit of experience with a lot of these type products. So we were able to kind of figure that out pretty quick.
Yeah, I don't know if that's on all of them or if that was just an error on ours.
Yeah. It looks like literally like a person just shoves those in. So it may have just been an error on ours. Maybe too much gin or something at the factory. Too many margaritas. Who knows? But other than that, so we really didn't have any issues. And I'm very, very happy with it. Like I said, the level of detail on this is awesome. And then, like I said, you guys can... and by the way, this is our very first prop of the year so far. So it's the very first thing that's going out in the yard.
Yeah, it's the first time he's entered the yard, as you can see.
Yeah, because he was just, he was a little too big to assemble on the back deck and then bring around kind of like everybody else.
Yes.
So I'm going to and just guy him out here.
Literally be sinking if he did that.
Yeah, because this is a new section for us. I don't know. This is the general area he's going to be in. I just don't know for sure this is exactly where he's going to stay. But because we do have the shark coming, so you can imagine the shark kind of out here behind him somewhere. We have the Kraken from Lowe's last year that'll be out here with him somewhere, and the fisherman.
Yes.
So, but yeah.
All reviews coming soon, eventually.
Absolutely. But all right, Boog. So what do you think here on the pirate ship?
I think it's awesome. Definitely. Trying to think. Honestly, I might like it more than the hearse.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of have to, think about it right. It's definitely right there with it. I would say, like I said, that's why they're kind of the dual holy grails.
Yeah.
Because this is a really, really great, fantastic piece.
Yeah.
I did see a couple of my Facebook groups. People were getting a lot of, I won't say a lot, but just getting some grief online as far as the reviews go for people having a tough time struggling with it. Like I said, that was not our experience with it at all, but it is a larger prop.
Really, the only hiccup we had was the pole being in the wrong slot.
Yeah.
That was it.
Right. But you tend to get a lot of hate sometimes if it's, if it's one of those things where you really need two people, but you only have one. But that's not the prop's fault, like I said. But yeah, I would definitely recommend if you get one of these, have you a helper with you.
That's why Home Depot now puts in their little advertisements, recommended for two people.
You're right. And it does. Absolutely. So, and this is definitely one of them for sure. But yeah, I'll give you another shot here from the backside, and then we'll wrap this up.
That kind of ruins the illusion a little bit.
It does. Yeah, if you look at it from this angle, you're like, what? This is horrible. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, this is not the primary angle, but I want you guys to know what you're getting, so. But yeah, I think it's absolutely fantastic. It does. Once you get it together, it seems well made. Me and Boo carried out just the whole by itself. Easy, no problem, right? Yeah. And just kind of set it where we wanted it.
It's a lot lighter than it looks.
Yeah, and then, like I said, it takes about 10 minutes to add in the pirate, the steering wheel, and to attach this, I guess I'm going to call it a sail. The sail here. But yeah, I love the little ladders. I mean, that just kind of adds to the look of it, It's just super, super cool. But So yeah, I think as far as storage goes, that's what the way I'm going to store it is I'll keep this whole together, and then take these guys and kind of just take them apart and put them in storage. But yeah, I'm loving it. Now look at these details, the mermaid, all of that, just really
Also, I don't even think we even mentioned
fantastic.
the fact that the steering wheel actually turns.
Right, I don't think we did either. So
steering it.
yeah, you get that's the animation that you get, and I believe it does have the 6 hour on, 18 hour off timer function.
But unfortunately, the light in the one eye in this situation is batteries.
Yeah, it's a lot like the hearse. You can tell these are from the same kind of generation. Yeah, that is a battery thing, and as you can see, it just has this little try me button that turns it on and off. But you have a slider switch here, just like I'm pretty certain he's related to the hearse driver. He looks a lot like him. But
Distant cousins.
yeah, your 3 AA batteries would go in that little case right there. I'm probably going to get a battery pack, that you can plug in for these guys, because nobody wants to deal with batteries. Come on. But at least, thankfully, this part of the animation is electric, and you kind of see the cord going in right down there. So that part of it's good. But you do have to deal with the eye being battery operated, which I have no idea why. That would not have been, I don't think, that difficult at all for them to do. But again, this is based off of 5 years ago, 2019, 2020
And also,
prop.
I will mention that there's kind of like an elastic band. There's 2 elastic bands on each hand that kind of keeps them on the wheel.
Yeah, if you look close, that's very hard to see. But there is a rubber band that kind of attaches here to his fingers. A couple of them, like Big said. And you just put those over the wheel, and that's what kind of gives him the effect that he's turning the wheel. Got some choppy seas, matey.
And now me and Dad have an excuse to bring back some of our Jimmy pirates.
Absolutely, yes. It's always fun to go into the antique shed. Yes. So yeah, Boog's exactly right. We've got some Jimmy animated pirates that are probably 20 years old. So it'd be great to get those out here with everybody else. Actually, a couple of Jimmy inflatable ships that, if I have enough room, see how much of this back here I can clean out. But I can see a couple of inflatable ships maybe back in there a little bit. If I get some of that rubbish out of the way.
I have to buy some property off of Barry over there.
Oh, well. He won't mind. I already used his power outlets. Shh. Hopefully Barry's not watching this. Yeah. Barry, if you're watching this, that was a joke, a complete joke.
You did kind of insult him during our ghost video.
True. Just please ignore the large orange extension cord going across your yard to your outlet on the side of your house. No, just kidding. But anyway, yeah, I think this thing is fantastic. Again, $400. I think it's well worth it.
So let us know if you'd like to see reviews on those Jimmy stuff.
Yeah, if you're interested in the old stuff, by all means, let us know. We may get that up there.
If we do it, it might be exclusive to the Decorates channel.
That's right. It is fun sometimes to see those blasts in the past and kind of where, like I said, where all this kind of started. Because, those were some of the original home animatronics in the late 90s, early 2000s, way before Pan Asian or SVI ever got in the game.
Now,
but
I guess, speaking of the Decorates channel, I guess let's go ahead and get a plug in.
Right.
So we do have a new channel called Boog and Dad Decorates, where me and Dad are going to be slowly but surely moving all of our decorations videos over to. And, so you'll either be watching this on the main channel or the Decorates channel. But if you're watching this on the main channel, as a little extra incentive to subscribe to the Decorates channel, you will be getting the Halloween videos up. The Halloween videos will be up on there as soon as editing is completed, instead of having to wait on the Boog and Dad TV main channel's heavy schedule.
Yeah, and like I said, nothing really will be changed in the Boog and Dad TV schedule. These are still going to be going on there. They may just be a little delayed because of the toy reviews. Yes. Whereas if you go ahead and subscribe, if you enjoy these type of videos, the decorations and stuff, then if you go ahead and subscribe to the Boog and Dad Decor channel, you'll get these much faster. Yes. So it's definitely a good option especially if you're really into the decor. You definitely want to do that. But yeah, I think to wrap it all up, I'll just say this: if for the hardcore folks out there who are into the who've been following Home Depot for 5 or 6 years and the stuff they're doing, because like we talked about earlier, this, just like the hearse, was released around 2019, 2020, right when Home Depot really started getting into this. right when Skelly first came out.
Oh, wait, I just noticed something. Check out the skull up there. Has the eye patch too.
Yes, he
On the little
does.
banner. I didn't notice that.
Yes, he's got the patch too. Yes, the Jolly Roger.
Yes.
But I think I kind of think what happened here with people that are curious, and you may not be, and if you're not curious, you can turn the video off now. I'm giving it 5 stars. Dude, what are you giving it?
Yeah, 5 stars for me too.
Yeah, but if you're curious, like I said,
subscribe
as
and
to why, yeah, why did they stop making these, and then why all of a sudden they come back out with them the last couple of years? And I think the answer to that, if that's something you're curious about at all, is simply the fact that I believe, like with the Hearst and with this guy, I think they were just a little bit before their time. When they first came out in 2019, 2020, it was really when Home Depot was very, very new to the game. Nobody knew what to expect from their stuff. They just kind of showed up with it, boom, here it was, these totally awesome props. But nobody knew it was coming. And, Skelly, I think, really had to take off like he did. At that time, he had not become like the national phenomenon that now, even
world famous.
yes, even if you don't decorate for Halloween at all, you know who Skelly is.
Halloween now,
and you know who sells him. That's how famous he's become.
Yes.
So I think, to make a long story short, my honest opinion is, like with this and the pirate
and
ship.
also, probably another reason why they brought back was to cash in on the fact that they were practically the Holy Grails, trying to cash in on the money that the people were willing to pay for.
Yes. I think that's the thing. When they released, like I said, they were just a little bit before their time. People, like I said, weren't quite ready for it because they didn't really know what this was, because they'd never seen Home Depot selling anything like this before.
Yeah.
So I think probably they didn't sell quite as good as they had hoped. And then if you notice, shortly after that, 21, 22, 23, they really didn't pump out anything that was above $300. So I think they really kind of got scared by the price point with these and kept it to that 300 and below thing. And these guys just didn't make it for that,
Yeah.
So, but then of course, during those 3 years, Skelly blew up and, like I said, become the national phenomenon.
Face of Halloween.
Yeah, everybody that was into Halloween, Home Depot got their attention then. They started looking, purchasing things, realizing the quality that was behind all this stuff. So yeah, long story short, I think it just took a little bit of time. All these Facebook groups had to join because Home Depot pays attention to that. They are on these Facebook groups. They're watching what people are saying, watching what people are wanting. Yeah, that's a big, big community for them. And they listen to their customers. So they knew this pent-up demand was there for these guys for the last several years. So I think bringing them back was pretty much a no-brainer. It just had to be the right time.
Yep.
And like I said, last year with the Hearst came back again this year. He sold so much last year. Yeah. And this guy, I expect him to be out for another year or two also. So yeah, they'll keep coming. And there's one more thing too that I hope they bring back, and it was kind of like a mausoleum type thing, crypt looking thing, but it was really cool looking. It was very large. But like I said, I'm hoping that's about the last thing I can think of on the list from things in the past that we missed out on that I would hope they would bring back. So maybe that's still on their list to get around to doing. I think that would do really, really well this go around too, now that really the word's out and people just know, how good this stuff is and know that Home Depot has it, But anyway, I've rabbled on enough. The pirate ship is amazing. Get online, pick him up. I think he will be available. I think he'll be available in stores. I'm pretty certain. I don't know why he wouldn't. Anyway, like I said, if you're interested in him, grab him. 5 stars from me and Boog.
Yep.
Love this guy.
So like, subscribe, everyone, and we'll see you guys next video.
See you
Bye,
next
everyone.
time.